In a luxurious room with large windows overlooking the ocean at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden sit in leather chairs, discussing their upcoming camping trip. Trump leans back in his chair.
All right, fellas, a camping trip, huh? Who would have thought the three of us, after everything, would be planning this? You know, I own the best camping spots, but we can rough it up a bit this time.
You do realize camping means getting out of the luxury suites, right? No five-star hotels in the wilderness, Donald.
Yeah, Trump, we're not booking the Waldorf Astoria in the middle of the woods. You got to appreciate the quiet. The trees, the rivers, just you and nature.
I can appreciate nature just fine, Joe. Believe me, I've seen all the best nature. Trees, the tallest ones, amazing rivers, people love them. But listen, let's be clear, we're taking some serious gear. I don't do things halfway. I've got a helicopter that could drop us right into the best stop. Bigley.
Helicopter? We're trying to go off the grid for a bit. No helicopters, no motorcades, just us, some backpacks, and a campfire. I've got some good memories of hitting the trails back in Hawaii.
Barack's right. We don't need much. Just the basics: tent, sleeping bags, maybe a couple of fishing rods, nothing fancy.
All right. You guys want to hike in, I can roll with that. But I'm telling you right now, if a bear shows up, I'm going to negotiate the best deal with him. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. I'll let you handle the bears, Donald. But I'll be the one in charge of the fire. I know how to start one the old-fashioned way, no matches. Michelle and I used to take the girls camping, so I've got some experience.
Oh man, I can start a fire with my eyes closed. Back in Scranton, we used to do this stuff all the time. Campfire, storytelling, roasting marshmallows. It's going to feel like old times.
You both sound very confident. But what happens when it rains? You know what they say, I build the best shelters. I could put up something better than any tent you've seen.
I've got a good tent. Don't worry. I'll take care of that. And no need for a Trump Tower in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, we're going for simple here. We'll be fine. What we need is a good location, someplace with a lake maybe. I'd love to do some fishing.
Fishing, yeah, I caught the biggest fish once. Everyone talks about it, but sure, let's do it. I'll bring my gold-plated fishing rod. Kidding. But we need the best spot. I'm thinking something with a fantastic view, you know, tremendous sunset.
Sounds good. Maybe we can head up to the Appalachian Trail. Plenty of great spots there, and it's peaceful.
I like that. I'll bring the s'mores, you two bring the stories. We'll have plenty to talk about around that fire.
Oh, you better believe it. This will be the best camping trip ever, folks. No one's done a camping trip like this. Trust me.
Ha 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 ha. As long as we don't have to tweet about it the whole time.
Agreed. Let's just enjoy the trip. The three of us in the wilderness. What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, because I'll make sure it's perfect. Let's do this.
All right, then, let's get it on the calendar. This is going to be fun.
Camping with the presidents. Now, that's a trip for the history books.
Ha 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 ha. History, Joe. I'll make it legendary.
They all laugh and shake hands, ready to tackle the great outdoors. At last, they are at a remote campsite deep in the woods. The sun is setting as Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden arrive with their gear. The air is crisp and the sound of birds fills the trees. They're all dressed in outdoor clothing, looking slightly out of their element, but determined.
Well, here we are, fellas. Told you it'd be great out here. No Wi-Fi, no crowds, just nature.
You can't beat this, man. Fresh air, quiet. This is exactly what I needed.
Yeah, it's nice. But I got to say, this is a little more rustic than I expected. You know, I could have brought the best tents. They make some beautiful, luxurious tents now. You'd be amazed.
Ha. Oh, come on, Donald. You'll be fine. A little dirt won't hurt you. Look at this view. You can't put a price on that.
All right, let's set up camp before it gets too dark. I'll take care of the fire afterward. Joe, you got the marshmallows.
Got him right here. And chocolate and graham crackers. What's a camping trip without s'mores, right?
How do you even put this thing together? Where's the staff when you need them?
Ha. You got to do it yourself this time, Donald. Just follow the instructions. You've built skyscrapers, you can handle a tent.
I could design a better tent than this in my sleep, but fine, let's see what we got here.
Obama quickly sets up his tent with ease, while Biden's tent is a bit crooked but standing. Trump fumbles with his for a while.
Need some help there, buddy?
I've got it, Joe. I've got it. Just not exactly my area of expertise, but once it's up, it'll be the best looking tent here.
Here, let me give you a hand. It's all about the poles. You just need to get them into place.
Fine, but only because we're a team here. This better be stable. If this thing collapses in the middle of the night, I'll never hear the end of it.
Ha. You'll be fine. Now let's get that fire going. Barack, you still got those fire starting skills?
You bet. This will be up in no time.
Obama expertly starts the fire while Trump watches, still suspicious of his tent. The fire crackles to life and the three men gather around it as the sun dips below the horizon.
I'll admit that fire looks pretty good, but wait until you see how I cook steaks. I brought some of the best ones, the best beef. Trust me, you've never had anything like it.
Oh, we're doing steaks, huh? Well, I guess the s'mores will have to wait, but I'm not complaining.
As long as we get to kick back and relax afterward, I'm all for it. I'll take mine medium rare, by the way.
Of course, Barack. Only the best for you guys. These are top tier. You'll never go back to regular campfire food after this.
As Trump grills the steaks over the fire, the conversation turns nostalgic.
You know, it's funny to think how different things are now. Years ago, if you told me we'd all be sitting around a campfire together, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, life's full of surprises. But I'll tell you what, times like this remind me how important it is to just take a break, to slow down. All the noise, the politics, it doesn't matter out here.
Well, you're not wrong, Joe, but I got to say, even out here, I'm still thinking big. This campfire, I'm already imagining how to turn this into a luxury outdoor experience. Campfires for the rich and famous five-star wilderness retreats. Think about it.
Ha 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 ha. There it is. I was waiting for the Trump twist. But hey, if it gets more people outdoors, why not?
Ha ha ha. As long as they're not charging for s'mores, I'm in.
The steaks finish cooking, and the three men sit around the fire, eating and talking. The sky above them fills with stars, and the crackle of the fire provides a comforting background noise.
This is the life. No cameras, no press, just the stars and the fire.
You know, I could get used to this. I didn't think I would, but this is pretty good.
Told you, man. Sometimes you just got to get back to basics. You forget how peaceful it can be.
And it puts things in perspective. You know, out here it's just us. No politics, no debates, just the three of us trying to get by for a couple of nights in the wilderness.
Hey, yeah, just three guys making history. Again.
They all laugh, clinking their camping mugs together.
To the president's camping trip. Who knows? Maybe we'll make this a tradition.
As long as we don't get lost out here, I'm in.
Lost. With me here? Never gonna happen. I know where we are, believe me. Best camping trip ever, folks.
The fire continues to crackle as the three men relax under the stars, their conversation drifting from memories of the past to the quiet joy of being in the present. On a brisk October morning, Donald Trump found himself standing alone at the edge of a wide Kansas City street, the skyline rising behind him. His private jet, grounded due to an unforeseen technical issue, left him stranded far from his familiar surroundings. No motorcade, no secret service detail. Just the open road stretching endlessly toward the horizon. He pulled his red Make America Great Again cap a little lower over his brow, adjusted his coat, and began walking south toward Mar-a-Lago. The streets of Kansas City were unusually quiet for a Saturday, the wind carrying a faint hint of fall. As he walked past rows of brick buildings, their windows reflecting the early morning sunlight, he couldn't help but think of how far he had come. From the glitzy towers of Manhattan to the White House, and now to this peculiar journey on foot. His polished shoes clicked against the pavement, a sound that was soon drowned out by the steady hum of traffic as he approached the highway. A few miles down the road, he encountered his first obstacle. A group of farmers gathered at a roadside diner. Recognizing the former president, they greeted him with a mix of surprise and curiosity. One farmer, his hands rough from years of work, asked Trump what on earth he was doing out there.
I'm walking back to Mar-a-Lago. Just needed some fresh air, a little time to reflect.
The farmer, impressed by the simplicity of the answer, offered Trump a ride on his tractor, but Trump declined, preferring to continue his journey on foot.
I've had enough of sitting. I need to keep moving.
As the miles ticked by, the landscape began to shift. The flat plains of Kansas gave way to rolling hills and dense forests. Trump's thoughts wandered to the people he had met along the way, ordinary Americans, each with their own struggles and hopes. He saw a young couple loading bags of groceries into their truck, an older man tending to a small roadside vegetable stand, children playing in front yards. By the time he reached Arkansas, dusk had settled over the countryside. The stars began to twinkle in the sky, and Trump felt a sense of peace he hadn't experienced in years. He passed through quiet towns where only the glow of porch lights illuminated the streets, and the occasional dog barked as he strode past. In Mississippi, Trump found himself walking alongside a river. The cool breeze off the water reminded him of his childhood summers spent on the shores of New York. He stopped to rest for a moment, sitting on a fallen log, the gentle sound of the river lulling him into a rare moment of introspection. He thought about the weight of the decisions he had made, the people he had influenced, the future he had once imagined. But as the water rushed by, he realized something profound, that the journey, not the destination, held the true power. As he approached the Florida state line, Trump's steps quickened. The palm trees began to appear, and the air grew warmer. He knew Mar-a-Lago was not far off now. He could almost see the sprawling estate, its grand facade waiting to welcome him back. After nearly 2 weeks of walking, Trump finally stood before the gates of Mar-a-Lago. The familiar scent of the ocean filled his lungs. He paused for a moment, looking back at the long road he had traveled.
I've made it home. Now time to fire those fuckers who grounded my airplane and bribed my Secret Service to abandon me.
Then, pushing open the gates, he walked inside, ready for whatever came next. A quiet campsite with stars twinkling overhead. A warm fire crackles as Donald Trump and Joe Biden sit in camping chairs, bundled up against the cool night air. They each hold mugs of coffee, steam rising into the night. The surrounding forest is peaceful, the only sounds being the crackle of the fire and the occasional rustling of leaves. Trump stares into the fire.
You know, Joe, I don't usually do this. Camping, fires, trees, never been my thing. I prefer the penthouse. But I gotta say, this isn't bad. A bit rustic, though.
Yeah, well, it's good for the soul, Don. You spend too much time up in towers, you forget what it's like to just sit out here, hear the crickets, feel the wind. Reminds me of back home in Scranton. Simple, you know?
Simple? I don't do simple, Joe. I do big, I do huge. But sitting out here away from all the noise, I get it. It's peaceful. No reporters, no cameras, no Twitter, just fire. You ever wonder what people would think seeing us like this? Out here in the middle of nowhere?
Ha ha ha, they'd probably think we're lost. This coffee's good. But this is where you think straight, Don, not in front of a crowd, not in the middle of a debate stage. Just out here, man, clears the head, gets you out of that bubble.
Bubble? I don't live in a bubble, Joe. I'm in the action, always have been. Building, running things, being the best. You know that.
Yeah, but even you need to slow down sometimes. Life's not all skyscrapers and rallies. Sometimes you just got to sit by the fire and let things be. You ever take a breath and it's all going?
I think about it, believe me. But I can't slow down, Joe. It's not in my nature. People expect things from me, big things. They want me to win, to lead, to keep fighting. If I slow down, I'm out. You wouldn't get it.
I get it, Don. I've been in this game for a long time. I know the pressure, the weight on your shoulders. But sometimes fighting all the time just wears you out. And before you know it, you're missing the stuff that matters. Family, friends, these little moments, like sitting by a fire. You got to make time for that.
I've got time, Joe, plenty of time. Look, I've done more than anyone, you know that. But you're always talking about connection and unity. I get it, but the world's not that simple. People want results, not just come-by moments.
You don't give enough credit to those come-by moments, Don. That's where change starts. It's not just about winning every battle. It's about knowing when to listen, when to step back. Like now, this fire doesn't care who won an election, who's got the bigger bank account. It just keeps burning, and sometimes that's enough.
Maybe, but you know, Joe, people do care who wins. They care about strength, about someone who can stand up for them. You may think we're just sitting by a fire, but every moment matters. Every moment is a chance to get ahead.
Hey, I know, but not everything's a competition. You could sit by the fire, let be, and still be strong. You ever think that maybe strength comes from just being president, not from always trying to control everything?
Maybe. But I'll tell you, Joe, if I built this campsite, it would be the best campsite anyone's ever seen. Huge tents, the best firewood, marshmallows the size of golf balls. People would be talking about it for years.
Yeah, ha, 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 of course you'd say that. But hey, at least you'd get people out here. That's something.
I guess so. I guess so. You know, this fire, it's kind of nice. Not bad for a slow night, huh?
Not bad at all, Don. Not bad at all.
The two men sit in silence for a while, watching the fire. The crackle of the flames fills the air as they share the quiet, knowing that for this moment, they can just be two men by a fire, away from the pressures of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Will Smith. Tonight we have a unique debate between former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden. The topic, ice cream. Yes, you heard that right. Each candidate will have the opportunity to express their views on this beloved American treat. Let's begin. President Trump, you won the coin toss to go first.
Thank you, Mr. Slapper. Look, I've had the best ice cream, okay? The absolute best. People come to me, they say, Mr. Trump, you know ice cream better than anyone. And it's true. I know the best flavors. I know the best places to get it. You don't see lines outside Joe Biden's ice cream parlors, I can tell you that. What's he going to do? Give everyone vanilla ice cream? Sad.
Come on, man. We all know I love ice cream. Everyone's seen me with cone. Chocolate chip, that's my go-to. But it's not just about ice cream. It's about the joy it brings, bring folks together. You sit on your porch, have a scoop with your neighbors. Trump talks about ice cream like it's some kind of competition. But ice cream's not about who has the best cone. It's about enjoying the simple pleasures in life.
Look, Joe, you've been eating that same chocolate chip flavor for years. People are tired of it. We need innovation. We need new flavors, better flavors. I'm talking about building ice cream stands across the country, creating jobs, making America creamy again. Have you ever tried a Trump Tower sundae? It's luxurious, big, beautiful, just like my buildings, the best.
Oh my God, man, really? Trump Tower sundae? You're always about excess, man. We don't need a golden sundae to enjoy ice cream. When I stop by a local shop in Scranton, I get a scoop for a couple of bucks to talk to the folks there.
Joe, you're missing the point, as usual. You don't understand the economy of ice cream. When I get sundae, people want it, they pay for it, and it's big business. I'm talking about taking ice cream to the next level. We're talking franchising, we're talking worldwide. Ice cream from Trump, you know it's going to be the best. Top quality. Not like Biden's low energy, one flavor for all nonsense. So.
Look, it's not about who can pile the most whipped cream and gold flakes on top. It's about giving people something to enjoy, something that doesn't break the bank. We need to focus on making sure everyone has access to good ice cream, affordable and tasty. And by the way, I'm not stuck on chocolate chip, Don. I've had Rocky Road too.
Rocky Road, huh? That's exactly what your presidency has been, Rocky. I've created smooth, perfect ice cream experiences, the best scoops, the best streak, and melting policies. You can't handle the heat, Joe.
Hot to Ollie, you ate so much chocolate chip ice cream, you had a brain freeze just now. Well, sometimes ice cream melts, Don. That's life, but at least I'm out there enjoying it with people, not hiding behind a tower of sprinkle. When it comes down to it, ice cream's about connection, not just dollars and cents. And let's face it, Americans are pretty happy with a scoop of chocolate chip or mint chocolate chip, not some overly fancy Trump Tower sundae.
All right, gentlemen, that concludes tonight's debate on ice cream. Thank you both for, well, your very different perspectives.
I won this one by a lot, no question.
Well, let's see who gets the bigger scoop in November. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, well, I need to get the heck out of here and slap a few steaks on the grill. This has been an unnecessary debate for shits and giggles, but I do this for my homeboy Rufty, a.k.a. Bathagrook. So on that note, good night, everyone, and keep my bro's name in your fucking mouth.